Have you ever wondered what really makes a man unforgettable in the eyes of a woman? What sets him apart from the countless others who cross her path every day? It's not just about looks or money or even charm. It's about the energy he carries, the way he makes her feel without even trying. High-value men don't chase attention, attention finds them. They have a way of speaking that lingers in the mind, a rhythm in their voice that makes women feel something deeper. Their presence alone creates an emotional signature that leaves a lasting impression, and often, she won't even realize why she can't stop thinking about him. It starts from the very first glance, the very first word. When a high-value man walks into a room, he doesn't announce himself loudly, he lets the room come to him. There's a stillness in him, a grounded energy. He makes eye contact like he's already confident in what he's about to say. He doesn't rush to fill the silence. He doesn't nervously adjust himself or break his posture. That calm, composed demeanor tells a woman everything she needs to know. This man doesn't seek validation. He's comfortable with who he is. And that kind of presence is magnetic. Before he's even said a word, she's already intrigued. When he finally speaks, it's not loud, not forced. It's slow, intentional, and emotionally intelligent. He doesn't talk just to talk. He listens, really listens. And when he does respond, his words carry weight. They aren't overly rehearsed or performative. They're real. They're thoughtful. And in a world full of noise, a man who speaks with intention becomes unforgettable. He knows the power of pacing. He lets his words breathe. He's not afraid of pauses because he understands that silence is part of communication too. Silence can build tension. It can make her lean in. It can make every next word feel more meaningful. Women are wired to connect emotionally. While many men focus on logic, facts, and performance, high-value men know that what truly captivates a woman isn't data, it's how you make her feel. And they understand that every interaction is a chance to trigger an emotion. A subtle compliment like, "You light up when you talk about that." It's rare to see someone speak with that kind of passion, is more than just words. It's recognition. It makes her feel seen, understood, and appreciated, not just for how she looks, but for who she is. And that emotional resonance is what makes conversations unforgettable. These men also master the art of storytelling, not to impress, but to connect. They don't list their accomplishments or try to dominate the conversation. Instead, they share small, personal stories that reveal depth. Maybe it's about the fear they overcame during a solo trip or a failure that taught them something meaningful. These stories aren't grand, they are real. And in their authenticity, they create emotional depth. Another key trait is mystery. High-value men don't overexpose themselves. They leave space. Not because they are hiding anything, but because they understand the psychology of desire. Curiosity is one of the most powerful emotional drivers. When a man shares just enough to spark interest but holds back enough to create wonder, it keeps her coming back. Instead of answering everything directly, he might say, "It's kind of a long story, but it taught me a lot," or, "That's something I only tell people once they earn it." It's playful. It's respectful. But it also creates an invisible thread, something left unexplored, something she now wants to discover. This deliberate ambiguity becomes a form of attraction. She doesn't realize it at first, but her mind begins to circle back. She replays the conversation, wondering what he meant. She starts imagining different possibilities. And in that emotional investment, desire starts to grow. Not because he said something overly impressive, but because he left just enough unsaid. Confidence plays a huge role too, but not the loud, in-your-face kind. Real confidence is quiet. It's in how he stands, how he handles pressure, how he reacts when things don't go as planned. When someone teases him, he doesn't get defensive. He laughs it off. He owns the moment. That emotional self-control is powerful. It sends a signal to the woman that he's stable, grounded, and mature. She feels emotionally safe around him, not because he says all the right things, but because he doesn't get shaken by the little things. And safety, emotionally speaking, is one of the most underestimated aspects of attraction. High-value men also know the value of being present. When they talk to someone, they're not looking at their phone. They're not scanning the room for someone more interesting. They're right there, fully engaged. That level of attention makes a woman feel like she's the only person that matters in that moment. And that's rare. That kind of presence turns a simple conversation into something unforgettable. Even after the conversation ends, the impact remains. And this is where the most subtle, yet powerful skill comes in, the art of emotional imprinting. A high-value man knows how to end an interaction in a way that lingers. He doesn't overstay. He doesn't try to stretch the moment longer than it should last. He leaves on a high note, sometimes even cutting the conversation short, not to be rude, but to leave her wanting more. And when he walks away, he doesn't immediately follow up with a text or try to keep the momentum artificially alive. He allows space. And in that space, she begins to feel his absence. She replays his words. She thinks about how he made her feel. And slowly, without even realizing it, she starts to miss him. It's not manipulation. It's emotional intelligence. It's understanding that real attraction isn't just about what happens in the moment, it's about what happens after. If you can create moments that echo in her mind, if your presence lingers long after you're gone, that's when you become truly unforgettable. Most men are forgettable not because they said the wrong things, but because they left no emotional imprint. They didn't create a memory. They didn't trigger a feeling strong enough to stay. A high-value man doesn't try to be unforgettable. He becomes unforgettable by showing up with presence, emotional depth, subtle mystery, and real confidence. He doesn't need approval. He doesn't need to impress. He creates experiences, moments that matter. And women remember those moments far more than they remember perfect lines or polished appearances. That's the secret. That's the power. And if you learn to embody it, everything about the way women respond to you will start to change.